these user numbers actually matter right now? And if not, what should we be focusing on?
Well, I mean, the fact that they raised their revenue by $1 billion in 1 year is, I think, something worth focusing on. The user numbers have to keep going up because growth is, the engine of the stock. However, I think we can continue to say that this is the medium probably of all media on the planet that is still seen by the advertising industry as most promising. So, as mobile ads as a percentage of revenue is even slightly higher than analysts anticipated, as I understand it. I think they were looking for 75% and it came in at 76%. That is a huge successful thing at a time when we know mobile is where the users are on a global basis. And we've got to emphasize global, global, global whenever you're talking about Facebook. Their growth is all over the world in literally every country.
And we've seen that number, percentage of ad revenue from mobile, go up from 0 at the time of the IPO to now, as you said, David, 76%. Mitchell, what do you think about this spending number? Where is Mark Zuckerberg spending? Of course, he's bought big companies like WhatsApp. He bought Instagram. He bought Oculus. Are these investments going to pay off?
Well, I think they certainly could pay off. And, we're talking about the lack of ability to continue to add billions of new users to Facebook. I think you have some huge audiences within those apps that can be monetized. Now, maybe not as easily as Facebook. If you look at a WhatsApp or a Messenger, you're talking about a medium that isn't necessarily as natural for advertising to flourish within. It's not as if there are beautiful big pages or even feeds that you can insert a native ad. So I think there's some limitations there, but they are certainly opportunities to expand the reach of the advertising, for sure.
Now, Simon, let's talk about the advertising, because Facebook's been making big advancements when it comes to video. They are rivaling YouTube, and they're shaking up the way that they do business with advertisers, specifically with video ad products. What are you seeing there? What are the trends?
So I think, the advertising dollars follow the eyeballs, and if you look at the number of video views that Facebook are getting now per day, I think it's around 4 billion a day. YouTube's at 7 billion, so it's still a little bit way ahead, but Facebook is catching them very quickly. The products they have in terms of how you watch those videos, when you're scrolling through your stream is beautiful and effective, and I think it's definitely one of the hottest areas for our clients and paid advertisers looking to reach people in the sort of traditional way as they would have done on television.
David, when you look at what Mark Zuckerberg has been spending money on, what kind of clues are you looking for to determine whether or not these are smart investments?
Well, there's a real controversy over the way he's spending money because the extreme amounts that are going to internet.org. Now, they don't, which is the effort to bring internet access to the poor people all over the world, the poorest in many cases. Unfortunately, they don't break out how much they're spending on that per se at all. And I think they'd prefer we not have any idea about that. But that is a very long-term bet. But Zuckerberg is a very, very long-term thinker, and that's going to be something that rubs Wall Street the wrong way. I'm sure if they knew the numbers, they would not be happy. On the other hand, you look at WhatsApp or Instagram or with incredible growth with Messenger, I think you're seeing they're making investments in adding features like commerce capabilities, particularly in Messenger and WhatsApp, that will make a big difference to their long term, especially Messenger now, but I bet it'll come to WhatsApp later, and you'll see a lot of revenue implications.